Good evening, I am Ipulagi Singh Lama and these are the headlines of the hour. 13 Nepalese deported from the US in just the past month as immigration crackdown intensifies. Over 5,000 Nepalese deported from 73 countries in the past 5 years. Nepal foreign exchange reserves reaches a record over 2 trillion rupees in just 6 months, capable of supporting over 14 months of imports according to Nepal Rashtra Bank. The US announces tariffs on goods from China, Canada and Mexico, sparking a new trade war. Countries retaliate with countermeasures in response to America's tariff increase. And Nepal's women's cricket team endures its third consecutive defeat in the ongoing Women's T20 International Tri-Series. The Netherlands defeat Nepal by 15 runs. Welcome back. Since taking office, US President Donald Trump has intensified efforts to crack down on illegal immigration with a focus on individuals who enter through trafficking or illegal routes. Nepalese could be severely impacted as many have reached foreign countries through similar means. In the past 5 years, over 5,000 Nepali nationals have been deported from third countries.
In the first month of 2025, the U.S. detained 13 individuals for illegal entry and criminal activities. Reports indicate 1,365 Nepalese are on potential deportation list, though confirmation of the Nepal government is pending. This is not the first time Nepalese, either entering the U.S. illegally or accused of crimes, face deportation, with a long history of such cases. Since 2021, Nepali nationals have been deported from 73 countries worldwide. In the past 5 years, 153 Nepalese were deported from America alone. Before 2021, deportations from the U.S. were minimal. In 2021, 38 Nepalese involved in illegal activities were deported from the U.S., a number that rose to 24 in 2022 and 25 in 2023. The highest number, 53 Nepalese, were deported in 2024 due to illegal immigration. Early data for 2025 suggests the number of deportations could rise further as the U.S. intensifies its crackdown. Human traffickers have established own routes to smuggle people into America, with many recent deportees being citizens of Guatemala, Honduras, Mexico, and other countries. Nepalese, too, are being trafficked through similar routes, walking for days to reach the U.S.
ऐनको प्रावधानहरुको पालना गर्नु भएको छैन अथवा भिसाको अवधि समाप्त भएको छ भिसा नलिएरै कतिपय सन्दर्भमा अब त्यो देश प्रवेशको लागि चाहिँ प्रयास गर्नु भएको छ डकुमेन्टहरु कहीं कतै फेक देखिन्छ अथवा अरु कुनै अपराध कर्महरुमा संलग्न भएको भनेर इन्टरपोलको हिट लिस्टमा हुनुहुन्छ त्यस्ता व्यक्तिहरुलाई फिर्ता पठाएको अवस्था चाहिँ देखिन्छ
Nepalese are increasingly using deceptive or illegal means to go abroad, often bypassing government agencies, leading to arrests and deportations.
By the end of this fiscal year, the country's foreign exchange reserves have reached a record high of 2,316,840 million rupees, the largest amount ever recorded. According to Nepal Rashtra Bank, the reserves held by the banking sector can support imports of goods and services for over 14 months based on the imports for the first 6 months of the current fiscal year. While remittance inflows have risen by 4.1%, reaching 763 billion, the growth rate has slowed compared to last year's 22% increase. The government's treasury, which stood at 83.99 billion at the end of the fiscal year, has now grown to 297.7 billion in the last Nepali month of Push. Loans from banks and financial institutions to the private sector has risen by 5.2% or 265 billion compared to a 4% increase in the same period last year. It is time now for a short break. We have more news coming up. Nepal risks natural disaster due to poor management of water resources like wetlands, lakes and rivers. Water sources are drying up from the highlands to the Tarai, worsened by climate change, while the government's protection efforts remain insufficient.
Nepal's wetlands, crucial habitats for birds and wildlife, are recognized under the Ramsar Strategic Conservation Plan, but many face increasing threats due to inadequate protection. Bisahajari Lake in Chitwan was listed in the Ramsar Plan since 2003. Bird populations are declining and the lake is in crisis, shrinking from 3,200 hectares to just 100 hectares due to encroachment.
मानवीय चाप त्यसपछि यो रैथाने वनस्पतिलाई चाहिँ मिच्या प्रजातिका वनस्पतिहरूले पुर्दै लानु त्यसपछि गएर रासायनिक पदार्थहरू मिसिनु र अनि फोहोरजन्य पदार्थहरू मिसिनुले गर्दा सिमसारमा चुनौती बढ्दै गएको छ
वातावरणमैत्री विकासको अभाव त्यसपछि अहिले अर्को रहेको छ खाली क्षेत्रमा यो मिचा प्रजातिहरूको वृद्धिले गर्दा चाहिँ सिमसार क्षेत्रको वासस्थानमा सङ्कट अवस्थामा रहेको छ
Nepal has over 6,000 rivers, lakes and wetlands covering about 5% of the country. The Ramsar sites alone span 61,000 hectares, but encroachment and natural factors have led to a decline in these vital water resources. There is no dedicated government agency to oversee border protection, while Ramsar Strategy and Action Plan for 2024 was formed. Implementation has not yet begun. The government has failed to allocate sufficient funds or develop timely laws and policies for effective protection.
केन्द्र लेभलमा अहिले चाहिँ भू संरक्षण जलाधार व्यवस्थापन र यो वेटल्यान्ड सिमसार संरक्षणको क्रममा काम गर्ने डेडिकेटेड सशक्त केन्द्रीय लेभलको एउटा निकाय चाहिँ अहिले महसुस भएको छ यो हामीले बीचमा एकचोटि मिस गर्यौं माननीय मन्त्रीज्यू यो अब हामीले ओएनएम गर्दाखेरि यो विषयलाई अलिकति मनन गरेर सशक्त डेडिकेटेड संस्था पनि निर्माण गरेर जानुपर्ने आजको आवश्यकता महसुस छु
सिमसारलाई नै संरक्षणका लागि भएर बनेका चाहिँ नीति र योजनाहरूलाई कार्यान्वयन गर्न चाहिँ पर्याप्त रूपमा चाहिँ लगानी हुन नसकेको चाहिँ वर्तमान अवस्था छ
The government has invested heavily in protecting natural areas like lakes and wetlands, but the efforts remain insufficient. Despite receiving subsidized loans and grants from donor agencies, conservation campaigns have become ineffective due to poor implementation. Experts attribute the challenges to unplanned development and the impacts of climate change on border regions. After signing of the Ramsar Conservation on Wetlands in 1971, in Ramsar city of Iran, Koshi Tapu Wildlife Reserve was listed as a wetland of international importance in 1987, and Nepal also became a part of the Ramsar Conservation. World Wetlands Day has been celebrated since 1997 to commemorate the same day.
In our Public Voice segment today, we have asked in several provinces what should be done to conserve wetlands. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
भूमिको भित्र पानी जम्मा गर्ने त्यस्तो बन्दोबस्त गर्यो भने पक्कै पनि हाम्रो सिमसार क्षेत्रलाई जोह गर्न सकिन्छ
स्थानीय तहका सम्पूर्ण वडादेखि नगरपालिकाहरूले पनि सिमसार क्षेत्रलाई पहिचान गरेर सिमसार क्षेत्रमा कुनै पनि संरचनाहरू बनाउन नपाउने
दलालहरूलाई जग्गा सुम्पिने कुरो गर्नु भएन
समिति भयो भने यसको संरक्षण हुने हो होइन भने त्यतिकै यो संरक्षण हुनेवालो छैन
पाठ्यक्रममा पनि त्यस सिमसार क्षेत्रको महत्त्व अनि सिमसार क्षेत्रलाई संरक्षण गर्न अपनाउनु पर्ने प्रावधानहरूको बारेमा पढाइनु पर्छ
पालिका प्रदेशले यो बारेमा एउटा ठोस निर्णय चाहिँ गर्नुपर्ने जरुरी देखिन्छ
स्थानीय सरकार र स्थानीय जनताको पहलमा यसको उपयुक्त निकासको व्यवस्था हुनुपर्छ
गार्बेज फाल्नु सफा गर्नुपर्छ र अनि बल्ल सुरक्षा के संरक्षण राम्रो हुन्छ
जथाभावी फोहोर फाल्नु भएन अतिक्रमण गर्न भएन र यहाँका सरकारले यसका लागि संरक्षण गर्नुपर्छ
स्थानीय सरकार स्थानीय बासिन्दा सबै लागि परेर भए पनि यसको संरक्षण चाहिँ गर्नुपर्छ
जति पनि अतिक्रमित भूमिहरू छ त्यो चाहिँ सरकारले आफ्नो मद्दतमा राख्नु पर्यो
मान्छेहरूले चाहिँ जथाभावी फोहोर गर्ने डस्टबिनहरू राख्दाखेरि डस्टबिनको सदुपयोग नगरिकन जथाभावी फाल्देका छन् त्यही संरक्षण गर्नुपर्छ।
यो हामी सबैको दायित्व हो र हामी सबै मिलेर यहाँ यसलाई चाहिँ संरक्षण गर्न सक्यौँ र यहाँको फोकसलाई त्यो गऱ्यौँ, यहाँका जनावरलाई माया गऱ्यौँ र सम्पूर्ण जनसमुदायले यसलाई माया गरिदियो भने
बाहिर टिकट लिन्छ नि त्यो पैसालाई चाहिँ राम्रोसँग सदुपयोग गर्नु पर्यो। जस्तै यो अब यस्तो फोहोरहरू भइरहेकोलाई अलि ठाउँमा डस्टबिनहरूको व्यवस्था गर्नु पर्यो।
प्रकृति सिमसार जो जलाधार क्षेत्र छ यसको चाहिँ नि मनुष्य जीवनमा पार्ने यसको सकारात्मक प्रभावको बारेमा जनचेतना हुनु आवश्यक छ।
The government has registered 2 bills in Parliament related to civil aviation, one for the Nepal Civil Aviation Authority and another for the Nepal Air Service Authority. This international civil aviation organization and the European Union have been pressuring for the separation of regulatory and service functions within the Civil Aviation Authority, raising concerns about Nepal's air safety. Ministry of Tourism and Civil Aviation Authority has registered a bill to amend and unify the laws related to Civil Aviation Authority of Nepal and a bill to establish and regulate the Nepal Air Service Authority. The Nepal Air Service Authority will be responsible for operating airports and air navigation services safely and efficiently. It will also handle airport construction, upgrades, air traffic management, and resource generation for airport operations.
यसको मुख्य उद्देश्य यो विधेयकको यो कानुनको उद्देश्य चाहिँ नेपालमा आधुनिक सुविधायुक्त र अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय मापदण्ड अनुरूपको विमानस्थल पूर्वाधार तथा सुरक्षित र भरपर्दो एयर नेभिगेसन प्रणालीको विकास गरी हवाई सेवालाई स्तरीय र प्रभावकारी बनाउन नेपाल हवाई सेवा प्राधिकरणको स्थापना र व्यवस्था गर्ने सम्बन्धमा कानुनी व्यवस्था गर्न भन्ने रहेको छ।
Civil Aviation Authority will function as a regulator with the authority to issue, renew and revoke certificates for air service companies. It will oversee security supervision for air security organizations, airport operators and service providers and set qualifications for pilots and technical personnel.
नेपाल नागरिक उड्डयन सेवालाई अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय मापदण्ड अनुरूप विकास तथा विस्तार गर्न प्रभावकारी नियमन गरी नागरिक उड्डयन सेवालाई सुरक्षित, नियमित, स्तरीय, भरपर्दो र सर्वसुलभ बनाउन।
Since 2013, the European airlines and regulatory bodies has placed Nepalese airlines on its security list due to concerns over air safety and performance. Nepal failed the European Union's safety audit as Civil Aviation Authority handled both regulation and service provision. To resolve this, government has introduced a bill to separate these functions. It is time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
But before that, let's take a look at yesterday's poll. Yesterday, we had asked you, why do you think Nepal lacks a covered hall for volleyball despite it being the national game? 60% voted for A, government apathy, 33% voted for B, weakness of Nepal Volleyball Association, and 7% voted for C, lack of budget as an excuse. Now, here's today's question. What's your take on attempt to pass bills in the pretext of expediting lawmaking process? Your options are A, indication of ineffective laws, B, political strategy, or C, obligation to make laws. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. It is time for international news. US President Donald Trump imposed long-threatened tariffs on imports from Canada, Mexico and China, and it didn't take long for the countries to respond. With this, a new global trade war has begun. Trump signed an order slapping 25% tariffs on goods from Mexico and Canada and a 10% duty on Chinese imports, which is due to start on Tuesday. According to a senior administration official, energy resources from Canada face a lower 10% tariff to minimize any disruptive effects we might have on gasoline and home heating oil prices. The U.S. does about $1.6 trillion in business each year with Canada, Mexico and China. The tariffs are expected to be used as both bargaining chips and methods to effect foreign policy changes, specifically regarding immigration and drug trade issues by the Trump administration. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau slapped retaliatory tariffs of 25% against $155 billion of US goods soon after the Trump tariff were announced. Retaliatory tariffs are expected to further exacerbate price hikes in both the US and elsewhere. The price of everything from cars and electronics to toys and food is expected to be impacted. Mexico also vowed retaliation following the news, although did not reveal specifics. China said it would file a lawsuit with the World Trade Organization in response to the duties and take necessary countermeasures. The Trump tariffs could impact the prices of many goods in the U.S., including groceries, gas, and other consumer items. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, in fact, Mexico and Canada are both among the U.S. top suppliers of fruit, vegetables, and other food items. Between 2017 and 2021, Mexico supplied the U.S. with 31% of imported horticulture products, including fruit, vegetables, and alcoholic beverages. Now, thousands gathered along Beaufort Highway in Atlanta, Georgia on Saturday, marching, chanting, and holding banners after the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement announced targeted operations in Metro Atlanta. Since President Donald Trump took office on January, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, has been ramping up its efforts across the U.S., with a particular focus on major cities like Chicago and New York City. Both cities are run by Democrats and are home to large immigrant communities. Both have so-called sanctuary laws that restrict local police and other municipal officers from helping the federal government enforce its civil immigration rules. Trump launched a wide-ranging crackdown on illegal immigration after taking office on January 2020, in fact, redirecting military resources to support border security and deportations while empowering ICE officers to arrest more non-criminals.
Sports news.
Nepal women's cricket team endured its third consecutive defeat in the ongoing Women's T20 International Tri-Series with today's loss against the Netherlands by 15 runs. The Netherlands won the toss and decided to bat, posted a competitive total of 140 runs, losing 9 of its wickets in 20 overs. Captain Babette Lead led the charge with a well-made 41 off 38 balls. Heather Seegers contributed 26 runs off 23 balls, while Phoebe Molkoen-Boyer and Robin Bridgke chipped in with 21 runs each. Nepal's Sita Rana Mogar was the standout performer with the ball, taking 5 wickets for just 12 runs in 3 overs. Manisha Upadhyay claimed 2 wickets, while Kavita Joshi and Indu Verma picked up 1 each. Chasing the target, Nepal got off to a promising start with Mamta Chaudhary and Samjana Khatka putting on 31 runs for the first wicket. However, their momentum faltered as Chaudhary departed after scoring 7 runs, followed soon by Khatka, who made 23 off 25 balls. Captain Indu contributed the highest for Nepal with 30 runs off 32 balls. Rubina Chetri and Bindu Rawal failed to open their accounts. Nepal was able to put only 125 runs, losing 8 of its wickets in 20 overs. The Netherlands' Iris Zwilling, Heather Seegers and Caroline de Lange took 2 wickets each. Thailand and the Netherlands are set to lock horns tomorrow. That is all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Good night.